Nation, and welcome to your Wednesday night edition of the Beaver News. Thank you for tuning in this glorious evening. I'm Spencer Smallwood.
And I'm Andy Judson. On March 11, 2011, Corvallis local Alicia Jacob founded a nonprofit organization called Hannah's Hope Prevention Education Project. Hannah's Hope is a nonprofit prevention education project started to bring awareness to Corvallis about the problem of sexual assault in schools and to make sure children are safe in schools. Jacob stated that the entire organization was created from a pinky promise to her 7-year-old daughter. Currently, the organization's main goal is to raise funds to cover the cost of materials and training by the International Center for Assault Prevention. According to the Hannah's Hope website, once trained, facilitators will, quote, provide this training to schools and community groups. Workshops will be given for teachers, staff, and parents before student workshops, so everyone is involved. Hannah's Hope facilitators are planning to be trained in the kindergarten through 6th grade curriculum. Once that is achieved, they will start working on the middle and high schools. After just 2 months, Hannah's Hope has already raised $4,000. Jacob stated that the way a nonprofit can be successful is for it to be a good cause and for people to believe in that cause. The organization's Blue Ribbon Gala fundraiser that took place in April had a response that Jacob said made me realize people must really believe sexual assault in schools is a problem. Oregon State University's Alpha Phi sorority is currently selling bracelets to fundraise for Hannah's Hope. For more information on Hannah's Hope, please visit the Corvallis 1413 Elks Lodge website and click on Hannah's Hope, or email Alicia Jacob at jacob@peak.org.
Lost but not forgotten. Since 1987, OSU has been honoring Holocaust victims through the Holocaust Memorial Program. Rebecca Johnson of the Daily Barometer reports that this year's Holocaust Memorial Week will provide students a chance to look into the history and residual effects of the Holocaust. The observation of the Holocaust Memorial Week is a long-standing tradition that continues to be highly relevant and important each year. Amanda Gain, a marketing coordinator for OSU Extended Campus, said, quote, "The events put on by the Holocaust Memorial Program at OSU aim to build a more tolerant community and rejects acts of hatred and discrimination," end quote. There will be 4 presentations this week in the LaSalle Stewart Center, all starting at 7:30 p.m. This week's events will mark the 25th annual observance of the Holocaust Memorial Week at OSU. These events are free and open to the public.
Lindsay Meggs of the Daily Barometer reported that Oregon State University overtook the #2 spot this year in Portland Business Journal's annual list of top colleges and universities based on fall enrollment in the state of Oregon. Oregon State flipped spots with University of Oregon this year, slipping ahead by just 300 students, with both schools enrolling more than 23,300 students. However, students' feelings are mixed on whether it seems more crowded or not. Ray McGinnis, an Oregon State University senior, said, "I work on campus, so I get to see how crowded the residence halls and dining centers can get at certain times. I don't remember it being like this at all when I was a freshman." The consensus among students is that they preferred OSU's campus. Freshman Taylor Ross stated that when deciding between Ducks and Beavers, quote, "I went and saw University of Oregon's campus and did not receive the same at-home feelings as I did here at OSU," end quote. Portland State University grabbed the top spot again with the 2010 fall enrollment, reaching nearly 30,000 students.
An OSU student was arrested with a double homicide that took place April 30th, 2011. The Benton County Sheriff's Office announced Saturday that an arrest has been made in the fatal stabbing of Kelsey Rosetta Baker, 19, and her one-year-old son, Theo, of Philomath. Rebecca Johnson of the Daily Barometer reported that Gustavo David Martinez Alcapucho, 20, a former boyfriend of Baker, is being held at Benton County Jail without bail on 3 counts of aggravated murder. Very few details are being released by the Sheriff's Office at this point regarding that double homicide, including any circumstances surrounding the deaths, except that they had been stabbed. Acapulco and Baker had both been students here at OSU.
We now go to Emily Knight with a news story on a dance craze that's sweeping the nation.
Yesterday, North Albany Middle School took part in a nationwide flash mob sponsored by the National Association of Broadcasters in coordination with Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign. And Beyonce and her choreographer created a routine that was easy enough for middle school students to be able to participate in. And at 10:42 across the country, it was 10:42 Pacific time, across the country, a variety of middle schools did the exact same routine. And so our school's been practicing for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now to show exactly what you just saw.
Some of the staff joined in the dancing as well, and the principal took a moment to discuss some of the other activities the school is taking part in to improve overall wellness.
I think we actually have a really well-run PE department that does a lot of different activities. We're kicking off our year next year with a 5K run as part of a grant that we received for fitness, and also it's in partnership with our parent-teacher club. So we're going to start off with that and tie in a wellness fair with that as well to start our year off really well next year.
For more information on improving your family's health, go to www.letsmove.gov.
Let's move!
We'll be right back after a short break. When we return, details about the raid on Osama bin Laden. So stay tuned.
I present to you Algebra 2. Who will step up to his challenge?
Me.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
It was nice. It was like...
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm Jeremy Call, and I made suction tires. Wait, what? Wait. I used a rivet gun to connect the suction cups, and then I just connected it to the tire. I got the idea from an octopus because of the suction cups, and I don't know.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your invention at inventnow.org.
And welcome back to the Beaver News here on Channel 26. CNN reports that in the involuntary manslaughter trial of Dr. Conrad Murray, who is charged in the death of Michael Jackson, will be delayed until September, a judge decided on Monday. The defense had asked for just 2 weeks to find and prepare new medical experts to counter new experts recently added by the prosecution. Murray, who is Jackson's personal doctor, is accused of causing his death on June 25, 2009, while giving him a surgical anesthetic. Jury selection, which began in late March, included 171 people trained to handle the case and was expected to conclude this week. However, the process will be done again in light of the extension. The possibility of a delay was raised Friday when Pastor ruled prosecutors could call new expert witnesses, including one who would testify that there was no way Jackson could have self-ingested the drug that the coroner said killed him.
A National Guard helicopter made a tight landing Tuesday to rescue Boy Scouts who were missing after a weekend camping and hiking trip. Early Tuesday, the 6 scouts and 2 leaders from Lafayette, Louisiana, Troop 162, aimed flashlights overhead at the crew of the Arkansas National Guard LUH-72 helicopter. The crew was using night vision equipment and was searching the Albert Pike Recreation Area in Ouachita National Forest, said National Guard Chris Scott. The helicopter crew dropped 2 duffel bags with ponchos, blankets, water, and food after first spotting the scouts. The chopper returned at daybreak Tuesday and had to land twice in a narrow area surrounded by water and woods.
Forces killed Osama bin Laden. White House Press Secretary Jay Carney said that, quote, the U.S. military personnel arriving on 2 helicopters attacked the compound and began to clear the house, moving methodically from room to room, and were engaged in firefight throughout the operation, end quote. CIA Director Leon Panetta told PBS NewsHour that the original plan was for 2 Black Hawk helicopters carrying 25 people to go into the compound. However, helicopter issues grounded them both, sending the teams in on foot. Months of intelligence work determined that the compound was custom built to hide a high-value terrorism suspect. Besides the bin Laden family, 2 other families lived in the compound. On the first floor of the building, 2 al-Qaeda couriers were killed in addition to a woman caught in crossfire.
At least 178 tornadoes were part of the severe weather that raked 14 states April 27th to 28th. According to CNN, it was the largest tornado outbreak in U.S. history. The number of twisters surpassed the previous record of 148 tornadoes in April 3rd, 1974. This April 27th through 28th outbreak caused 327 deaths, making it the 3rd deadliest tornado outbreak in U.S. history, behind outbreaks in 1925, 1932, with 747 deaths and 332 deaths, respectively. Well, we're going to take another short break. When we come back, we've got more of your national news and weather forecast brought to you by Mackenzie Allen. So please, stay tuned.
Metal Con! Metal Con!
Let's go! Hurry!
Metal Con! Metal Con! Metal Con! Metal Con!
Metal Con!
Dude, why is your mom driving us to MetalCon?
Remember when I bought us all snowboards on that credit card and never paid it back? Well, I guess they check that stuff out when you apply for a car loan.
Afterwards, we'll all go out for ice cream.
Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back.
Are you with your friends? That's lame.
We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about?
Something I did?
Are you on your way to the
I'm
mall?
lonely.
Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Me and my friends are close and we all believe in each other. I know they could graduate, even if it takes them longer than the 4 years.
We have classes together, so we study together, we help each other with our homework. Realized we messed up in the past.
Failed a couple classes before, not doing as much work as I should be doing. My 2 best friends, they keep me working hard.
What you got, little fella? What do you got there? Looks like someone's butt. And they must have lost it playing with their kids.
Welcome back to the Wednesday night edition of Beaver News. President Obama invited former President George W. Bush to join him at Ground Zero in New York City on Thursday to mark the killing of Osama bin Laden. However, Mr. Bush declined. Bush's spokesman, David Scherzer, stated that, quote, he appreciated the invite, but has chosen in his post-presidency to remain largely out of the spotlight. He continues to celebrate with Americans this important victory on the war on terror. Since leaving the White House, Bush has generally stayed out of the public eye and avoided commenting on his successor. He made an exception last year when President Obama invited him and former President Bill Clinton to travel to Haiti after the earthquake. President Obama has talked this week of his hope that the event will have a unifying effect on a divided nation. Many Republicans have praised Obama for the success of the operation.
Last Monday night, you may have heard "America" or "We've got him" chants around campus, supporting the death of Osama bin Laden. Well, President Barack Obama has decided not to release a photo of Osama bin Laden's body as evidence of his death. The president noted that the few credible people have questioned the death and that conspiracy theorists would not be satisfied with a photo. Officials have said DNA testing shows it was bin Laden who was killed. Obama's decision was supported by Defense Secretary Robert Gates and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. White House spokesman Jay Carney said, quote, "Sensitivities here in terms of appropriateness of releasing photographs of Osama bin Laden in the aftermath," end quote. We now hand it off to Mackenzie Allen to give us our weather update for the upcoming days. Over to you.
Good evening, Corvallis, and welcome to your weekly weather update. I'm Mackenzie Allen. After some pretty beautiful weather we had today, looks like it's going to be cooling off just slightly. On Thursday, we look to have a high of about 63, partly cloudy, with a low of 49. But unfortunately, as we head into the weekend, it's going to get a little bit rainy on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's high is 60 with a low of 47. Saturday, a high of 61 and a low of 49. And Sunday, a high of 58 and a low of 45. But that looks to turn around a little bit on Monday. Partly cloudy again with a high of 59 and a low of 42. This has been your weekly weather update. I'm Mackenzie Allen. Back to you.
We're going to take one last short break, so please don't go anywhere. Coming up next is international news, and there's a story about Mexican workers retrieved from a mine.
My name's Emily, and in 7 years, I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade, but my parents won't really notice because I'll do okay in school and everything will seem okay, but everything won't be okay.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I remember how much you said you liked wine.
Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Welcome to Locals Live on KBVR Channel 26 or KBVRTV.com. We have a pretty interesting show tonight.
This is really happening right now.
Every parent knows the feeling. You look away and your child is gone. Imagine if he or she were actually abducted. Sign up at wirelessamberAlerts.org to get free Amber Alert text messages on your cell phone. If you did help an abducted child get home, just imagine what his parents would be feeling. Wireless Amber Alerts. A child is calling for help.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
The mailbox and the traffic light. Both are ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
And welcome back to the Beaver News. CNN reports that the planet's population, now almost 7 billion, is expected to reach the 9 billion mark before 2050, according to the revised United Nations projection announced on Tuesday. An analysis predicts the world will grow to 8 billion people in 2023, 9 billion in 2041, and then 10 billion at some point after 2081, according to UN figures. They also predicted that the population growth will occur mostly in the so-called high fertility countries in the sub-Saharan Africa, as well as Asia, Oceania, and Latin America. However, a small increase in fertility could result in the planet's population of 15.8 billion by 2100, the study said. But by the end of the century, Earth will be home to 10 billion people, United Nations said. In addition, the study estimated that global life expectancy is expected to increase to 81 years from 68 years by the years 2095 and 2100, especially as better treatments for HIV and AIDS reduce early death in the sub-Saharan Africa.
Former Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak could be executed if he is convicted of ordering the killings of protesters, Egypt Justice Minister said. Justice Minister Muhammad Abdelaziz Al-Jundi said one of the charges he is facing is complicity in the killing of martyrs and issuing the orders of premeditated killing of those people. This charge is with a harsh punishment, the death penalty. In his first television interview since taking office, the new justice minister said last week that Egyptian courts would not shy away from sentencing Mubarak to death if he is found guilty.
5 bodies were recovered late Tuesday and early today as teams searched for 9 workers still trapped in a mine in northern Mexico after an explosion, CNN reports. Mayor Jesus Garza said the blast occurred Tuesday morning at the mine, located just outside Sabinas in northern Mexico. Authorities had to wait until toxic gases were cleared enough to allow rescuers to begin exploring the mine's tunnels. Mexico's Attorney General's office reported that a 15-year-old worker was seriously injured in the blast. He was transported to a hospital and had to have both arms amputated. 16 rescuers from the Coahuila State Civil Protection Agency were working at the site, and 20 other rescues were in the area ready to relieve the first group, the mayor said. Federal authorities are investigating what caused the explosion. Unfortunately, this is not the first tragic mining story in this part of Mexico. In the nearby town of San Juan de Sabinas, 65 miners perished after an explosion in 2006.
The United States wants answers from Pakistan about how Osama bin Laden could have lived near a major military base not far from the nation's capital without the government even knowing. The United States is asking Pakistan for information on who built and owned the compound where bin Laden lived, two senior officials said Wednesday. The United States also wants to know about the security at the compound in the city of Abbottabad. Pakistan government officials have insisted that they did not know bin Laden's whereabouts. They reacted angrily at news that CIA Director Leon Panetta told U.S. legislators a closed-door hearing that, quote, either they, the Pakistanis, were involved or incompetent. Another place is a good place to be.
The two largest Palestinian factions, the West Bank-based Fatah and the Islamist group Hamas, which ruled Gaza, formally adopted a reconciliation agreement today in Cairo, Egyptian state TV showed. Speaking at a formal signing ceremony, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas declared that the parties will forever turn the page on factionalism and thanked Egypt for its role in mediating the deal. Hamas leader Khaled Mishal said the parties had worked tirelessly to reach an accord and promised Palestinians that the parties will turn a new page and work together. Crowds cheered outside the building where the deal was inked. Egyptian officials told CNN that Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank gathered in the streets in celebration. That's all the news we have for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow night for another live broadcast of Beaver News. May the 4th be with you.